Hello, welcome to the Taccion Mind. I'm Brandy, and we are going to get into channeling for July 2026. And if you haven't checked out the Tachyon Triage, definitely check it out. You might find some usefulness within that content. It is really good, and I'm very proud of it. It's very original to me. Um, so let's get started. We will also pull cards to help you if you want that. If you don't, then you can just skip over it. But so July is the interesting energy of the prescription that you didn't know you needed, right? It's the divine reset. And it talked a lot about submission as power, and it talked about trust and how sometimes we have a distorted grief process. Maybe we don't see things as they are right then because it would challenge our entire belief system. Um, so sorry, we have some grass mowing going on. Some of you guys might need to cut your grass, or you might be mowing and listening to me. Something interesting happened, and I want to share it with you. We had a snapping turtle come up and lay eggs in our yard. We live on the water, and I was thinking about and reflecting upon this energy. And interestingly enough, it takes a lot of trust for a turtle to come up and lay those eggs. A lot of trust that those turtles are going to, these little baby turtles are going to make it back to the water. Now, of course, it was on my land, um, and I protected the actual place where she laid the eggs. I put like a thing around it so no predators could get in there, and there is slots so that they can, turtle down to the water. But it also brought up that energy of, man, that takes a lot of trust to like lay those babies, lay those eggs, and then walk away. Like I was like, wow. Um, and care also, I care whether those little turtles make it to the water or not, even if it wasn't appointed to me task wise. I feel responsible. And I talked a lot about having a stoic shield. If something is vulnerable though, like those little turtles are going to be vulnerable, and I can't help it. It's the protective heart that I have for the vulnerable and young. It's just a thing that I really can't help and can't control. I also seen three mud daubers that were fighting over a nest. Now, most of the time mud daubers are they're pretty civil with each other. They have like a dynamic social structure where they don't really get in each other's business. But I'll tell you, the reason they were fighting was because there was an ample amount of spiders. And for those of you that don't know, mud daubers do eat spiders. And so there was this whole area of like all of these spiders, and it was like a gold mine for these mud daubers, so they were fighting. They were building their little nest. It also talks about there could be some sort of spiritual conflict, I'm feeling like, for like your boundaries, your inner self, which definitely goes with the energy of, looking at that 12th house. um there is some energetic clean out that's happening, because the mud daubers were eating these spiders, and it was like a natural process of cleaning out the energy, which was quite interesting too. Maybe you feel the need to protect your personal space because they were fighting. Um, there could be some external or unwanted interference that you might have been dealing with, and most of all, I feel like you might be defending your peace. Okay. Um, They're usually non-territorial. It was very strange. They usually don't fight like that. So it was definitely interesting. They're usually like pretty much like doing their own thing. They're pretty hardworking too, because they're building those nests, creative. Um, they're definitely like, it got my attention. It sure did. Um, but I feel, like I said, I feel like the porch was like this prime hunting ground for these mud daubers to have all of this um energy. And it was sort of this, also this message of like a natural alignment where things are just naturally getting cleaned out, cleared out energetically for you. And the energy of like balancing out your power, balancing out that energy from internal to external. For some of you, it might feel like a forced energetic clean out, overcoming what it is that traps you in or what has had you trapped or stuck for quite some time. I seen a little frog, one of the frogs that change colors, as well, which was interesting. It's just like hanging out. I also seen seven shooting stars, one down the center towards, and then four that crossed in an X, like it was some sort of a fate line or something like that, or a fated crossing. Um, there was also a run-in where there was a chasing down, like Tig got chased and he ran up the house and I had to tell him don't jump off the porch and I had to like protect the boundary of the porch. So I had to protect him. So there might be a situation where that might resonate for you. Um, the number 444 and the number 9 come up as well, 33, 11. And there's something with the number 9 that was significant. So let's pull some cards for you if you want that. If you don't have to stay. That's okay. And see what your messages are for July. July, please. If you're interested in this deck, this is my personal created deck. Email me. I only have a limited supply though. Libra coming out. Pulling back from partnerships or really seeing where you made a decision to like pull back from something. Rest is definitely on the plate here. Maybe someone took a rest from you in a relationship, or maybe you're really reevaluating some sort of situation where you're like, I don't really want to reconcile with this. I sort of want to like partner with people who are willing to be present and there's momentum in the energy. Okay. I got the number 11, the number 12, Aquarius, and Mercury. So maybe you're deciding to have like this sort of detachment when it comes to like a conversation, or maybe you're like understanding here that like the lack of communication for you could in fact be a actual response if there's been some silence there, and that you're allowing this situation to help you proceed forward. Okay, you're not mad about it, you just like finally like find the closure within yourself that you needed. And I feel like you do kind of get sad about it, you get depressed about it, but I feel like you're definitely getting back out there, and I feel like you're going to go forward, and you might be leaning on friends right now or leaning on situations that sort of help you feel like you're able to overcome this deep emotional rawness and move on to this new section of your story. And I think it's really about you understand that whatever the situation was, it isn't going to come with you in the future here. It's over. It's beyond. And it's like really like integrating. I'm not waiting anymore for the future to happen. I'm not waiting for this person to change. I'm not waiting for this or waiting for that. I'm going to like be the future now, and it has to be within present. So you're letting something go. It could be a job, it could be a person that you're partnering with, it could be a friend group, it could be releasing the pain of someone who passed away. I don't know. You'll have to take what resonates, but something is requiring you to trust. And it's not been an easy situation, but I feel like you've had a lot of revelation, you've had a lot of like reckoning and understanding, and I think that you're finding some sort of forgiveness within yourself. You're forgiving yourself. You have this understanding that you're dealing with people who don't have awareness of other people, and that you want or you seek to change. For when someone doesn't want a partner, you can't really do anything about that. Or when someone doesn't want to make a decision, you can't do anything about that. And sometimes the lack of presence is the decision. You're not alone. I mean, when we hold on to a person, place, or thing that isn't reciprocating the energy that we put in, it can make us feel a sense of loneliness. It can make us feel alone, but you're not alone. It's an illusion. However, I will tell you this, if you hold on to what is no longer with you, hoping for a change in the future, you will feel alone. You will. And I'm sorry for that. But it's about taking this pain and transmuting it into power. Taking your power back. And for some of you, I feel like you have an issue with trust in relationships, or this might be the person that you're dealing with. Anyways, there's an issue with trust in relationships, and it's like you don't want to give up. And sometimes, like, I feel like, especially with what I talked about in the Taccion Triage, sometimes submission or like surrender is power because you're releasing yourself from that which is holding you. Um, any more advice for whoever's watching this? It's time for you to move forward, to like understand that, the future is bright ahead of you, and to really take this energy, or this rest, maybe even, to really power up and to move forward, complete something, finish it, let it go, work through it, do what you have to do, and really like feel it and heal it and move forward and embrace the experience of the future, right? But I don't want you to look in the future. I want you to do it now. I want you to have a presence now, okay? You could have this energy where it's the type of partners that you're picking, or it's the type of people that you're choosing to partner with. They're very detached, okay? That could certainly be what I'm picking up on, but overall, I see you clearing out some stuff energetically, and I see you moving forward, right? We've got the Fool here, Resurrected. Okay, that's coming in the month of August. And I see you like going through this rapid change. And for some of you, it could feel really unsteady, and it could feel like really like revelation-y. Okay, we'll say that. But change is happening to free you, to liberate you, right? To understand that we have the capacity to create our future. And I hope you take that seriously. I love you guys. Okay. Thank you for being here. And until next time, stay in your Taccion Mind. Bye, guys. I love you.